Welcome to the LGBTQ Real Estate Podcast, connecting LGBTQ homebuyers, sellers, and real estate pros since 2007. My name is Jeff Berger. I'm the host of the show, and today with us is a fantastic guest. Dylan, Len, and I have been marketing to the LGBTQ community together for a bunch of years now. I can't recall, time flies. I think about 3-4 years or so. Dylan's a fantastic real estate professional located in Asheville, North Carolina, such a pretty area of the country. Dylan, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me. I'm really thrilled to get to chat with you about life in Asheville. How are things going?
A pleasure. Things are going great. I'm in Jupiter, Florida. It's getting to be summertime here. I know everyone else is thinking spring, but it feels like summer in Florida. And that's good. So I'm in the air conditioning, speaking with you. And things are great. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's jump into the show. We've got 15 minutes. We do things brief. We know people are busy. Let's start off. Share with us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally.
Sure. I've been in real estate for going on 7 years now. I started in February of 2016. So like you were mentioning, time does fly. It feels like it was just yesterday. I moved to Asheville during the pandemic. I basically found myself, like so many people in the US, in a situation where for the first time in my life, I got to reconsider what I was doing, where I was living, and how I wanted to live my life. So I made the decision to pick up and move to Asheville, and had prior experience in real estate and decided to continue that business here. So for the last 3 to 4 years, I've been building a life here, and it's been the best thing ever.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, many changes happened during this time.
Yep.
And I guess you were looking for a quieter place in the mountains with beauty like Asheville has.
Yeah, moved here from Boston, and as much as I loved the access to the arts, culture, food, music, academics in Boston, when I started looking for a place to live, I was seeking a little bit of refuge from the hustle and bustle of the city. And it was on a trip to Florida, which is where I was born and raised, that I stumbled across Asheville. And I hadn't really heard anything about Asheville prior to visiting, but I was on that road trip from Boston to Asheville about May 2020, and just fell in love with the area. It felt like a scene from a movie. I stopped by the French Broad River, and there were people out picnicking, rollerblading, hiking, walking around with dogs, kids, and the whole 9 yards. And it felt like such a big change from where I was in Boston, where for perfectly acceptable reasons, everything was really beginning to be tightened up and closing shop. So I kind of made a spur of the moment decision and decided to move to Asheville. And like I said, it's been the best decision ever.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that story. I actually went to college in Boston. I used to live in Kenmore Square. Love Boston. Great spot.
Yes, love Boston.
Like you, I also prefer to move out into the burbs. You know, I'm in Florida. You went to Asheville, and sounds like a great decision. And people that are watching this maybe, stumbled upon it on Google or YouTube because they're searching for real estate in Asheville and a realtor in Asheville. So tell us, you have many LGBTQ clients. Okay, I know from our past conversations and our marketing together. What is it about the LGBTQ community that you enjoy working with so much?
Yeah, so as you were mentioning, it kind of, it's been surprising. I didn't expect it, but about 75% of the people that I work with that are relocating to the area are members of the LGBT community. And it's been the best experience ever and most unexpected experience ever, because my prior career was in academics, and I really struggled finding acceptance and a sense of place and a real sense of purpose in what I was doing. And part of it was because I wasn't able to be authentically me. And what I found that I love and that I really enjoy in this job here in Asheville is that I'm able to be authentically Dylan. And what that means is it just really helps me connect with the people that I'm working with. And I think that my LGBTQ clients appreciate that. They get a real sense of value when they can be honest with and trust the person they're working with. And for me, that's the greatest reward ever. I get to be me and help people with what is arguably one of the biggest financial decisions, financial transactions that people are making in their lives. So I think that it just, for everyone all around, it's been great. And I'm really thankful that I get to kind of play a small role in people's lives in this way. And I love that I get to really make a difference in the LGBT community in that regard. So yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
It is one of those things, I'm selling real estate for many years now myself, and I often make friends with, LGBTQ community, LGBTQ people that are moving to my community because they may not know many people. They may be looking for ideas of restaurants and, good things to do. And, and I share them with them. And before you know it, I'm going out to dinner with them, sharing the restaurants. And I would gather that you have many experiences like that as well. You make friends through your clients.
Oh, 100%. And a lot of my clients buy really cool properties in the mountains, and I'm more than excited to be able to visit them after closing and hang out. Just some of the properties that are available around here are absolutely incredible. Coming from a small town in North Central Florida, where it's mainly like urban sprawl and suburbs, Asheville's real estate is just out of this world. We have cabins in the mountains. We have the urban downtown condos with amazing views of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's just, There's a lot of different ways to live here. And I think that's one of the things that's the most exciting about the real estate market here is that for those people that are looking to find their lifestyle a home, and I mean that in terms of how you spend your recreational time, but also who you are. Asheville is just such a ripe place for exploration, and I love getting to participate and join and make friends with the people that I work with. And it's also another unexpected benefit of what I do.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, we share that in common in our professional careers. So I know how you feel. So I know you're very passionate. You can tell about your love of Asheville, and you seem so happy that you found Asheville and settled down and are enjoying a successful career now and helping people. Share with us. People could go online and they could do a search, the best of Asheville, best things to do in Asheville if you're a tourist, for example. But when it comes to living there, share with us, to the person watching this, what are your favorite things about Asheville? Like, what do you like to do? I know there's great biking and hiking and, restaurants and the arts. What are some of your favorites?
Everything that you said, yes, 100%. And I think that depending on what your interests are, there's a little bit of something for everyone. You're never going to run out of things to do, even if you're just visiting Asheville. But certainly if you live here, it's a hiking paradise. I mean, we have one of the biggest mountains on the East Coast, one of the tallest peaks, Mount Mitchell. It's a great area to hike. There's thousands of trails. You'll never finish them all. You'll never hike them all. We have the Appalachian Trail. I love getting on the Appalachian Trail. I haven't done it all. I've done little bits and pieces of it, but it's a storied trail that goes from the southeast to the northeast. One of the areas that I love the most about our town is the River Arts District in and around West Asheville. It is home to, I would say, probably 200 independent artists. And when I first moved here, I had no idea how big the art scene is in Asheville. But the River Arts District is basically the stretch along the French Broad River of 20 industrial buildings that have been converted into different artist studios. So you have anything from textiles, glass blowing, ceramics. It's just literally any type of art that you're interested in, there's an artist there that is specializing in that and working in that. And so I love walking around the River Arts District. There's also a lot of cool new restaurants in the River Arts District. That area is continuing to grow and be revitalized in a number of different ways. The city has installed a beautiful pedestrian walking path along the river. So it's just a really active area of Asheville. And it's one of my favorite spots to just go and hang out, grab a beer and walk around.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds really nice. I've never been. I've heard so many things about it. Of course, everyone is, familiar with things like the Biltmore and, your big tourist spots. But when you speak to someone like yourself, you really get to know more about, where the locals would go. And, you said beer. I know there's a lot of breweries also, right?
We're considered by some to be the beer capital of the U.S. I think we have, last I checked, more breweries per capita than any other metro area of the U.S. So we have, it was all started by Highland Brewing Company in 1994. They really kind of, before craft brewing was a thing, Highland was doing craft beer. And then since then, craft beer has exploded in Asheville. There are dozens and dozens of breweries. So if you like beer, this is the place to be.
I like it.
Yep.
I've got to visit sometime, and I'll definitely look you up. We'll share a beer.
Absolutely. Let me know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So with that said, I'm sure, many LGBTQ individuals and couples who are watching this, they're saying, oh, this all sounds so great, Asheville. Tell us a little bit about its welcomingness to the LGBT community. It has a very good reputation of being very friendly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I live here, and that was on my mind when I was moving here as well. And I moved from Boston, which is an extremely accepting place to live. So one of the things that I was unsure of when I was considering moving here, and that I sort of gambled on, was that Asheville would be welcoming. And what I found is that Asheville is. I mean, it's not like a city in a suburb or a little neighborhood in Boston that's, a neighborhood. We don't have one. But there's diversity everywhere you look in Asheville. And I've always felt welcome, accepted here. We have a wonderful organization called Blue Ridge Pride, which is our pride organization. And we also have a growing list of community members, business owners that are joining the Asheville LGBTQ friendly business directory, which I recently started with the help of a couple collaborators to really get make sure that it's very clear that we have a large number of LGBTQ friendly service providers and organizations here locally. So I'm really excited about that. And I think that for anyone that's considering and wondering and questioning if Asheville is a place that is for them, I would invite them to just shoot me a text or send me an email, and or we can hop on the phone and I can give them my perspective.
Great. That's very thoughtful of you. And of course, that's the purpose of this podcast, to connect LGBTQ people with professionals in real estate, because they may be moving there. They may even see this. They may be living there already, want to sell a home, move up, move down, whichever it may be. And of course, we'll include your website, dlasheville.com, is inclusive on this cover page. And we'll also include your phone number and other pertinent information like your email to the YouTube video. So let's get to our last question. We're at 14 minutes now, so We're running good on time. We know a little bit about what you like to do in your free time when you're not working. You've shared that. But what did you not share yet when you're not helping people buy and sell homes? What do you like to do?
This is funny because I've become recently very addicted to playing beach volleyball. We don't have any beaches in Asheville, but we do have a number of sand volleyball courts. And within the last year or so, I've really, you kind of wouldn't have expected, right, for a mountain town to have a thriving volleyball scene. But I have met some of the most amazing, incredible human beings through volleyball in Asheville. And when I'm not working, you can find me playing volleyball.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, is there a lake where there's what they call a beach, or they just set up sand pits and play?
Yep, there's a couple of different sand courts in Asheville. One of them is at Highland Brewing, so you can enjoy craft beer while playing volleyball. And then there's some local parks that have sand volleyball courts as well. And so if I'm not at one, I'm at the other when I'm not working.
It sounds like a no-brainer. A
It is a
no-brainer.
no-brainer. Yep, you're totally right.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Well, you know where to find Dylan when he's not helping people buy and sell homes. You can play
right.
volleyball with him, have a beer thereafter with him, and get to chat.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. Well, this was great. I really appreciate you being on the show. We always end the show with 2 thumbs up because the world is always looking up and we're thinking positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
A pleasure. Okay. Be well.
You too. See you later.
Bye.